All right, let's do the next one. Francis Guzman says, how is God's judgment? He's judge carrying out consequences, and his justice, establishing order, different if he uses his judgment to apply justice? Or can you explain his judgment / justice? Francis, I'm gonna have to read this question again. Francis is suffering from the YouTube comment limit where he's not able to say, write a whole paragraph, like three paragraphs explaining his question. He's trying to cram it all in there, which I totally understand. Let me read it again and try to understand what you're saying. How is God's judgment, and I'll leave out the parenthetical parts. How is God's judgment and his justice different if he uses his judgment to apply justice? Or can you explain his judgment / justice? I mean, all I can think, Francis, off the top of my head here is that the idea of judgment and the concepts judgment and the concept of justice are two very different kinds of concepts, though they're related. Judgment has to do with decisions that are being made. God makes decisions, his judgment on this issue, on that issue. And it could be for punishment, or it could even be for reward. But these are all judgment related things. They're always decisions. There's a situation, there's a scenario, there's an event, there's a person, and there's a decision that is made about that thing. And that is God's judgment. Now, the judgment plays out sometimes in God, say, like raining fire and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah. So like the judgment, that's what we'll call God's judgment, but that's like his judgment, the result of the decision he made about those things. God's justice is different because God's justice is more like, it goes beyond decisions God makes relating to humanity and the events of the world and angels and stuff. And God's justice is like an inherent part of his character. God is just. Like he is right. It's his rightness, his perfect behavior in all scenarios that's connected to God's justice. When God's justice meets the scenarios of humankind, then we often see God's judgment. So God's justice, this innate like quality of his character, God is just, comes out into the world with proper judgments and actions towards the things in the world. That's how I would conceive of it, at least at this moment on Friday. Let's look at the next one.